welcome to our 7-day social media bootcamp. I'm really glad that you decided to join me. If this is your first time meeting me, my name is Tovagar and I am a teen and young adult life and empowerment coach. I work with teens, young adults, and parents, and my goal is to help parents understand their teens, support their teens, and help teens and young adults figure out how to navigate this complicated world that they live in. One of the things that I specialize in is communication between teens and parents, and the other one is how to navigate this complex digital world that we live in. And that is what I want to help you with on both fronts over the next 7 days. So why are we here, right? Why are we talking? First of all, we know that when your kids are teens, it is one of the most difficult times in their lives. Okay, I know that often when we reflect back on our teen years, we're like, oh my God, it was the most carefree, fun time of our lives. But really, in reality, we're forgetting all the teen angst and the difficulty that we went through when we were teens. And one of the biggest challenges that many of us faced as teens, and that I see constantly with the girls and boys that I work with, is that in this most difficult time in their life is when they are most challenged in talking to their parents. And so what I'd like to help you do is not only learn what they are going through, but help you figure out how you can communicate with them in a way where they're going to talk to you and respond to your attempts to communicate with them. So what is our intention for the next 7 days of this boot camp? The reason that you may be here with me today is because you're feeling challenged with what's going on with your teen. One of the biggest topics of fights in many homes of parents that I talk to is the phone. And many parents take away their phones every time their kid does something, which, by the way, is not a good idea, but we'll get to that. And don't really know what to do because, let's face it, if you grew up like me and you are old enough to have a teen, you didn't grow up with a cell phone. You didn't grow up even, I remember my Commodore 64 is our first computer, which honestly, all I did is play Pac-Man and learn how to type. So it's a very, very different world. And the reality is that we don't know enough about it, and that the media, the world around us is constantly telling us why we need to be fearful and we need to, this is ruining our kids and ruining our world. And while there are many things that you need to be aware of and that you need to put down some rules and regulations in your house and help your teens navigate this world, at the same time, there's a lot of great stuff that comes out of social media. So I'm not going to be spending the next 7 days trying to scare you. What I'm going to try to do is teach you what it is that you need to know to be able to be successful. So your teens can both use this world in a successful way that is going to support them growing up in a digital world, because let's face it, it's not going away. And at the same time, put down some rules and regulations and know what you need to know, what conversations you need to have so they can successfully navigate it. If often I hear from teens, well, we got along when we were teens, we figured it out, they're going to figure it out too. I'm here to tell you that the world is different. Your teens are not going to figure it out on their own. They need our help to navigate this world because they are facing things that are nothing like what we faced when we were kids. And we're going to touch on some of those things throughout this boot camp. So we know that, it's hard enough to take away an iPad from a 5-year-old. Trying to take a phone away or limit access to a 16-year-old who is hormonal and their friends are one of the most important things in their lives can be even more challenging. And so over the next 7 days, we're going to dive into this world. We're going to learn, we're going to explore, we're going to find out what's going on in their lives and in what ways you need to take an active, proactive role as a parent in their lives. To make the most out of these 7 days, I want you to do the following things, and you might want to get a pen and paper and write these down. The first one is I want you to engage. I want you to commit to 15 minutes a day, and I will do my best to keep these videos to around 15 minutes a day. I have a lot to share with you, and I get a little carried away sometimes, but I will do my best to stay within that time frame, to watch the videos, and then to do the task. Every day I'm going to give you one task to do in order to move you one step forward. It's important that you do that. The second thing that I want you to do is I want you to join our Facebook group. This is a private Facebook group. What does that mean? It means that only people who are in the group can see your posts. One of the things that I know is that it's so much easier for parents to share about their 2-year-old having a tantrum or struggling with potty training, but for some reason we feel really challenged sharing that our 9-year-old saw porn when she went over to a friend's house, or I found inappropriate texting or sexting on my teen's phone, or that I really have no idea what my teen is doing online and I'm really concerned and worried. And so this is a space for you to safely do so. There will be no judgment. I will be closely monitoring what is going on in the group, and anything that is inappropriate is going to be removed. But I don't expect that to happen, because one of the things that I know is that when we create space for community and for sharing, we all benefit. And so I'm going to encourage you to post the results of your tasks, because not only will you allow other people to learn from your experience, you're going to do something really important, is make us all realize that we're actually all in the same boat. And many of us are struggling with the same thing, when often we feel like we're struggling with it alone. And then the last thing is that I want you to do is I want you to get clear on why you're here. What are you hoping to gain from the next 7 days? Why? Because there's a lot that you can learn. We're going to cover a lot of information and a lot of material, but you need to know what you need to get out of it and what is most important to you, because then you will be pulling out from the things that I say and from the things people share and from the tasks that you choose to do, in the direction you choose to take the tasks, what you most need. And I want you to be successful at the end of these 7 days. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to close your eyes. Okay, for some of you this may be a little weird. You may not be used to it. It's okay, just kind of go with me. Trust me that it's worth it. So if it is safe for you to do so, please don't do this if you're driving somewhere right now. Just close your eyes and take a deep breath in and out. Make sure that your feet are planted firmly on the ground. And as you're breathing in and out, I want you to see your daughter or your son, if you have several kids, all of them in a row, and see them in your mind. Look each one of them in the eye and connect to them. And allow yourself right now to connect to the worry that you feel for them. The reason that you're here and you're joining this challenge. Whatever concerns you may have, whatever fears, just see them in your mind and connect to them. Allow yourself to feel it. Feel that worry, feel that concern, it's okay. Take another deep breath. And now what I want you to do is connect to the love that you feel for them. Let yourself feel it fully and deeply. Remember that first day you saw them. What that felt like, what it feels like when you're snuggled on the couch, when you're having a really meaningful conversation. I want you to see in your mind what it looks like if everything was as you hoped and wanted for them. The smiles, the connection, the meaningful conversation, the happiness, the love. Just take it all in. Feel it completely and fully. Take another deep breath. And open up your eyes. And with that love is how I want you to move forward through these 7 days. I want you to remember the fear is there, okay? It's not going to go away. It's part of life, and there are a lot of things to be worried about. But I want you to lead from love, because leading from love will actually get you the results that you want, not leading from fear. And I know that it's hard. I have a client who once turned to me, who started working with me because she found inappropriate sexting on her daughter's cell phone, right? She didn't even know her daughter was capable of doing with her phone what she was doing. And it totally blindsided her. I had another client, a 9-year-old, and I usually don't work with kids that young, but I did this time. And in a random conversation, I found out she was posting songs on this app. And I asked, just totally casually, whether her mother knew about what she was doing. And she said, oh, of course not. I erase it every time I give the iPad back. Right? And when I spoke to her mother, of course she had no idea. For kids, and she didn't feel she was doing anything wrong. It was just clear to her that that is the way things need to be. And we can function from that place of fear. We can go there, okay? But I don't want you to, again, because it's not going to help you. What it's going to do is it's going to push away your teens. It's going to make them not want to talk to you, not want to share, and that's not what I want for you. Okay, I want you to be able to have the deep, meaningful connection that you want. I want you to be able to keep your teens safe. And I want you to know what I believe truly every parent needs to know today. So, because I want you to succeed, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a task to do every day. okay? I want you to commit to doing it. I want you to commit to sharing the results of your task in the Facebook group, okay? This group and your sharing is really integral to your success, okay? You being able to say, this is where I'm at, for better or for worse, and getting support is going to lead you to success. One of the things that I see all the time is parents who say, I want things to be different, but don't actually do anything different than they're doing to make it different, and struggle in asking for help because they're embarrassed, because they don't want people to know. We are all here to support you, everyone in this community. That's what we're here for, okay? That is my commitment to you. So, what are we gonna do? This is, oops, sorry. Those were my notes. Since today is day one and I've spent a lot of time just kind of setting the background for you of what it is we're going to do and what this is going to look like, what I want you to do is I want you to do two things. First of all, so I want you to sit and ask yourself, why am I here? Okay? And why am I here? And the second question is, what do I actually know about what my teen is up to online? Okay, this is your task for today. You might want to get a pen and paper and write this down, or write it in your notes on the phone, however you do your things. Ask yourself, why am I here? And then ask yourself, what do I actually know about what my teen is doing online? Okay, where are they spending their time? What apps are they using? How much time a day are they actually online? Be honest with yourself. Okay, there are no grades here. There's no right and wrong. There's no judgment. We just want to know what you know and what you don't know. After you're honest about what you know, okay, what you think you know is the more accurate. I want you to write it down. And then I want you to go in the next 24 hours, I want you to do some investigation. I want you to use whatever way you can to try to find out what your teen is actually doing online. You can ask them, you can ask in a creative way. You can ask them to teach you certain things on their phone, so that way, by the way, a great way to find out what your teen is doing is for them to teach you how to use Instagram or Snapchat or whatever it is. You can ask them directly. Some of you may be monitoring and following your kids, so you may have a clearer answer on that question. I want you to find out as much as you can. And then the last thing I want you to figure out is there a difference between what you thought you knew and what you found out in real life? Or maybe you weren't able to find out very much information. Okay, that is also a very important, valuable thing to find out, is that, you know, I made some attempts, but they weren't successful. They weren't successful because my teen wasn't willing to cooperate, or whatever the reason might be. Okay, and I want you to take that information and I want you to share it with us in the Facebook group. Okay, what you thought you knew going in, what you actually found out, and what you learned from it. So I'm going to send you off to do your homework now. Good luck. Thank you for joining us on our day one. And don't worry, for all those who are concerned, we're going to talk about apps, and we're going to talk about following, and we're going to talk about what you need to pay attention to, and we're even going to talk about how to have a successful conversation. We will touch on all those really, really important things, and we're even going to touch on a day which will be very uncomfortable when we talk about sexuality and porn. But in order for you to be successful, let's start by figuring out what you actually know and what's going on with your teens. So good luck on day one. I look forward to seeing you in the Facebook group. Feel free to share this challenge, this bootcamp challenge, with anybody that you know who could use this. Okay, it is a great free resource, and I'm happy to be here with you. So have a wonderful day wherever you are around the world, and I will see you in the Facebook group, and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.